Very nice. Nice.
Hello, viewer. What you doing? How you been? I was just sitting here thinking about well, joining a fan club actually. It costs well, it doesn't no matter how much it costs. It's like 3 million rubles. Not so much money. Uh, well, how was your Saturday? How was your college football and the news and well, the shock treatment on the television? How did you make this time to smile, to have fun today? You have a party? Yes, that's good, good. I was looking over one of my favorite poems today, and I wanted to maybe share it with you. Well, this is written by, we'll just call him P.S. P.S., okay? Maybe you can guess it at the end here, and I ring the cowbell and give you some kind of a prize. Okay, you ready? Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again, because a vision softly creeping left its seeds while I was sleeping. And the vision that was planted in my brain, it still remains within the sound of silence. In restless dreams I walked alone, narrow streets were of cobblestone, neath the halo of a street lamp. I turned my collar to the cold and damp, when my eyes were stabbed by the flash of a neon light that split the night and touched the sound of silence. And in the naked light I saw 10,000 people, maybe more, people talking without speaking, people hearing without listening. People writing songs that voices never share. No one dare disturb the sound of silence. Fools, said I, you do not know silence like a cancer grows. Hear my words that I may teach you. Take my arms that I may reach you. But my words like silent raindrops fell and echoed in the wails of silence. And the people bowed and prayed to the neon god they made, and the sign flashed out its warning in the words that it was forming. And the sign said, the words of the prophets are written on the subway walls and tenement halls and whispered in the sounds of silence. And that's from the album, actually, Wednesday Morning at 3 a.m. You know who Paul Simon is? That's who it is, yes. Beautiful poem. Love the song. Check it out. That's my suggested listening for today. I would actually, if you don't mind, like to read you one of my favorite stories. It's a very old story. It's been retold many times. You know, we lost a really good comedian recently named Robin Williams, and he was actually in a movie called The Fisher King, and he'd tell a brief story similar to the one J.S. tell in the Haggard Harry and the Fisher King. This is Harry here. Harry. Yeah. He's a kind of a local prophet here in town. You can see him sometimes sitting on the bench if you look close. If you look close, you might find him sitting on the bench here in the Kingsport. He's not been out that much lately, but this may be a longer segment because I want you to hear this story, okay? This comes from the Bible, actually, from the beginning of the Bible. Well, not the beginning, from the book of Matthew, chapter 4, verses 19 through 20. Follow me, and I will make you fishers of men. And they straightway left their nets and followed him. So they went immediately. You know who he was, right? Jesus. Okay. This story is called The Fisher King. For where thy treasure is, there also will thy heart be. God. The story begins with the Fisher King as a young prince. As his initiation into manhood, he must spend the night alone in the forest so he may become the king someday. It is a cool evening as the light begins to fade to darkness, and the boy, not yet a teenager, oh no, it starts to get dark. He starts to get a little scared. It's so dark. The boy, not yet a teenager, he decides to build a fire to keep warm. Before long, the young prince has enough twigs, kindling, and larger pieces of wood gathered to last through the night. And by the time he's actually striking flint to make the fire, it's pitch dark and he can barely see. The noises of the night begin to play tricks on the young prince's imagination, so he hastily continues, trying to get the fire going. Wolves are close by howling, "Oh!" the hoo of an owl and the growl of something else. Hoo, hoo, send the prince's imagination into a whirlwind, and he finds himself praying for the first time. Lord, please assist me in getting this fire going. Please protect me. The spark ignited the wood at that very moment, and the moon's soft glow illuminated his surroundings. Shadows shifting, creatures close by. The prince focuses on the firelight and getting himself warm when suddenly a sacred vision appears to him within the flames. It's a chalice he sees. Then a voice speaks to him and says,
"You shall be the keeper of the Holy Grail, so that it may heal the hearts of men."
But the young boy's he's blinded by thoughts of power and becoming immortal. And in this state of unparalleled astonishment, for a brief moment, he feels not like a prince or a young man, but invincible, like God. He reaches into the campfire to take the cup, but it vanishes and his hands suffer being burned horribly. His wounded hands do not heal, yet only worsen as he grows older. And soon, once he is king, his people will soon begin to starve. His affliction affects the whole realm. Nothing will grow. His people will starve. He loses his faith in men, and he is sick with experience. But he decides to do something. He calls his brightest and his bravest together, and he assembles them in his banquet hall, and then he charges each with a quest to find what he saw in those flames when he was just a young boy. Days, weeks, months pass, and the king is lying on his deathbed. His kingdom is a wasteland. He realizes he's going to die. A simple-minded fool wanders into the room and finds the king alone and about to take his final breath. Thirsty, so thirsty, the king manages. Can you bring me something to drink? The fool did not see a king lying there. He only saw an ailing man asking for something to drink. The fool takes the cup by the bedside table and he fills it with water. And he hands it to the king. And as the king begins to drink, he realizes his wound is suddenly healed, and his strength is restored, and he is holding in his hands the Holy Grail. He jumps from his bed and looks out the window to see the trees are covered with blossoms, and fruit and flowers are growing again. People are rejoicing. Hey! Still looking out the window, the king asks the fool, "How could you, fool, bring me what my brightest and my bravest could not?" "I don't know what you mean, sir. I only knew you were thirsty." When the king turns around, he's alone in the room, and a sparrow sits by his right hand in the window. Suggested listening for this story is Thank You by Led Zeppelin. You know, there's a lesson there. There's a lesson there for all of us to examine. If you're given the choice to really follow God, to really work for God, is it going to be like reaching into the fire to be badly burned? I don't think so. This is one of my favorite stories. It's considered an Arthurian legend, but it may be much older than that. But there's definitely a lesson there for you to examine. This has been kind of a serious talk. How about we, I don't know, let's get our JEDI on. What do you think? Yeah, got the world here, spin the world around. Good. I'm gonna do a display. Let's see. I'll turn the lights all the way out. What do you think? Might as well. Alright. Crazy, yeah? Thanks for tuning in. Digest those words, please. And, who are you working for? Until next time, see you.